Hi everyone, good morning, good evening. How are you all? I'm back and I'm going to continue with some of my absolute favourite products currently. Some new, most of them new actually, that I've been collecting and gathering since I've been offline from you guys. Let me just turn those little emails down. Right, okay, we're going to start with Environmental Shield from Murad. Now this is a broad spectrum SPF and it is in a serum type formula, and I think if you are not actually in the sun or you're a city goer, city dweller, then you might not want to kind of have that kind of thick coverage of SPF, which I say thick, I don't mean thick as in uncomfortable, because the textures of our SPFs these days are so lovely, but I do like something that's a little bit stronger if I actually am sitting in or laying in really strong sun. I actually really loved a lot of the Salties products this summer. It was a lovely blue one actually in a pump, and it was really rich and comforting on my skin. I felt very, very protected, but it didn't feel heavy at all. Anyway, if you aren't in direct sunlight, you're sitting by a window, you're doing lots of driving, and you want to wear a nice SPF, you should just wear it anyway, whatever time of day or whatever we're doing activity-wise. This is the most decadent serum texture SPF, and it sits beautifully under makeup. So that's one of the things that I wanted to start with, because again, if you're looking for it this time of change of season, it is lovely. I hope this light is okay. I had to wait all blooming day for the builders because they've been slicing iron with a chainsaw all day, and I didn't want you to have to endure that. Okay, so I want to talk to you about a brand which I'm going to talk further about, Tatcha. Now, I'm sure many of my American viewers will know Tatcha very well. It only came to the UK probably about 8 months ago now. It's a really extensive brand, and it's a very beautiful Japanese skincare that was created in America, formulated in Japan, but sold initially in America. And this is the Silk Canvas. There are at least 6 products that I could tell you about that I would get very excited about, but maybe I should do, if you're interested in a separate Tatcha one, that can come later. But this is the Silk Canvas. I adore the packaging. It's very weighty. It's a luxury brand. And this comes in a solid formula. Now it does come with a little disc that you scrape the product, but as you probably know by now, I've mislaid it. Like my husband says, I haven't lost it, darling, I've mislaid it. He does normally find things, to be fair. Anyway, you take a little bit of the Silk Canvas, and this is for a dry skin, not an oily skin. They've got a separate primer for an oily skin, and you just place it over those areas that you want to maintain hydration all day. So for me, that is ironically in my T-zone. I want to smooth that area around my front of my face where my pores are slightly irregular, definitely over my top lip and around my nose, and just around that area of my eyes. Well, actually, if I'm being honest, pretty much all over my face. If I can get a smoother complexion that is more hydrated, then why wouldn't I put it all over my face? That was funny, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm just going to place it here, here. Yeah, okay, Caroline, you need it everywhere. The feel of this product is absolutely zero. The touch of my skin is super, super soft, but it's not slippery like a silicone. It is just, it just feels like a silk ice rink, if there ever was such a thing. Okay, so really happy with the skin. I went to an event this week and I met the makeup artist Genevieve. I have seen a lot of her products online through many of my contemporaries, and I've looked at the products and loved the products. I think it was mainly in lockdown. It may have launched in 2020, I'm not sure. Anyway, she has just launched a new concealer, and I have to say it's rather special. So I wanted to go through it with you. It's really fantastic that you can create and launch a range nowadays, and it to have such huge success and such a huge following. And that is because the lady behind it is absolutely gorgeous, extremely hardworking, and has a big following on YouTube. I'm sure maybe many of you follow her. She's exquisite to look at. I was just literally dived into her beautiful face. But aside from that, she knows makeup inside out. I think she originally came from the counter, so she's got a really, really good eye for colours and people and what the consumer needs, which I think is really key. There are two products I'm going to talk to you about. This is called Skin Nova, and I said to her, what's your best-selling product? This is it. Explain that to you in a minute. But it's the concealer. Now, like many of us makeup artists with concealers, you sometimes don't have that much time to do things, and sometimes doing a whole base and the concealing you just don't have the time for. So it's great to be able to manipulate different types of concealers. I mean, I could take those to work, maybe bar one lighter one and 2 or 3 darker ones, so actually double this amount, and I could do everybody's skin and it would be great. Contour, bit of highlight, shaping, whatever. Sometimes you find that concealers tend to dry the skin, can age the skin, tend to go on the skin but don't really do anything to the skin because maybe they're a bit too hydrating or they're too reflective, so they kind of give a funny sort of like other than beam off your skin. Have you ever had that before with a lot of the reflecting concealers? But this one is quite fantastic. I'm going to use the shade Medium 4 and Light 1. And maybe I'll use this for a little bit of tan. So I've got the SPF on with the Silk Primer. My skin feels lovely. But with this, you don't need to have a super, super hydrated skin. It's a strange texture, not strange as in as odd. It's sort of very light but thick. It's sort of like a dense mousse. If you compare it to something like Shape Tape, it's like that, but like super refined. And the wonderful thing about this product is putting it with my fingers as per usual, because I really like to see how the product extends. It is that it has got so much welly in it. So you put it on and it just extends and extends and extends. It keeps on giving. So that means that when you do have, you know, very uneven skin, mine is uneven, it really evens out the skin without you overloading your complexion. So yeah, you can say, well, you're kind of using this concealer, Caroline, as a foundation. Well, yes, I am, I suppose, because I'm going to put it all over my face. I'm not going to conceal certain areas, and I certainly don't need to conceal the whole of my complexion. I've been using this for about a week or so because I wanted to actually feel how the product lasted throughout the day. As someone with dry skin, if I put a product on that maybe doesn't have hyaluronic in it, or that just dries out, my skin feels tight throughout the day and it feels dry, and I feel like I just need to wash my face and get it off again and start again, which, you know, sometimes I do. Especially if I'm dehydrated, I can really feel it in my face. It's the bizarrest thing, isn't it? I kind of feel it in my arms or on my legs or something like that, but I can definitely feel a tightness in my face. I need to rehydrate. But this product just stays on beautifully. I took it to work and I really loved the fact, I'm going to use the lighter shade now, that I could use a very small concealing brush, a bit like what I'm going to do now. I placed it on the skin where I needed it, and I got a really, really good dense coverage. Now I know that would scare a lot of people, especially of my age, because you would find that the skin shrinks a little bit and it just goes, the makeup appears more obvious. As you can see, it doesn't. It just sort of disappears, and a makeup artist will always want the foundation and concealer and powder to literally almost evaporate right into the skin. And that's what this does. So I was using it on the skin and it perfected the skin. Now it doesn't give oodles of light. It doesn't reflect the light at all. This is not what this is about. This is about a product that gives really great coverage to your skin, that feels super lightweight and doesn't look like makeup, which is basically what we all want. So I reckon if you have oily skin, this will work really well. Maybe a little bit of powder, maybe even not. But on my skin, I don't need anything. But I just think that is so lovely. It is not thick. You saw what little effort I did to put this on. And as you know, the texture of makeup and how it feels is key if you're going to spend money on it. There are 20 shades in total. I think they're going to make it more extensive, but actually I think the colours that they have are brilliant. I don't think they need to add too many more shades, I have to say. But 20 is enough, and it contains hyaluronic, but it's a really great long-lasting concealer. So I have to give, I have to throw this on the table. Give this like literally hands up, because it's a beautiful, beautiful product. So that is my first drawer. She's given me very kindly a few more to try, which I'm delighted about. I know her eye pencils, her eye crayons are really good. But it's just really wonderful to meet someone who's just really tenacious and diligent and is successful. And she's only young, she's only a bubba, so that's just wonderful. I'm going to use one of my favourite blushes. It's called Provacative Petal. It's by Morphe. And I got this, I think, pre-summer. It's probably, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to wear this colour for, because it really is still sort of quite spring summer, isn't it? But I just wanted to inject a little bit into the front of my face against the white shirt. I didn't want to be sort of too tonal, which I do love, and I quite like this nail varnish. This is Spice Chai by Max Factor. It's new, it's their Miracle Pure, but it's their new colour. I just think it's really chic against white. Just in case you wanted to know and I forget to tell you. So I'm going to put this on, and it's just really quite cute. It's really, really inexpensive, but it's nice packaging. Got a really kind of strong clip, and this shade just kind of gives you that lovely healthy glow. Kind of go back to these colours sort of in January when I'm feeling really kind of grey and disgusting. But I've got a little bit of warmth still left in my skin, and it's just quite nice against the white to kind of boost that up. So I love that, and I'm going to combine it with the Skin Nova so that you can see what it's like. Now this comes in a pump. I would say that's all you need, because it's really punchy. So along the cheekbones you get a lovely, lovely light. Now bearing in mind I always film in daylight. I don't have a big key light giving me that bounce of light, but trust me, this is just so delicate. Hope it picks it up. It's not sparkly, it's got a slight warmth to it, but if you want to get that glow to your skin that looks soft and real, and as you know, one of my biggest pet hates with these luminizers is that it doesn't fade. So my skin will look like this and have that nice kick of light all day. So many of them fade, and I don't know why that is. Oh, I'll tell you about my eyebrows. So I had my hair done, which is very nice to have done, and I wanted to get it for the first one, but I was obviously like in a twirl, as we are in twirling around the world, trying to get everything balanced, aren't we? You must think I'm completely bonkers, but maybe I am. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that when I did my eyebrows last week, obviously I took it off, didn't I, with the cotton, and was, oh yeah, just take it with a cotton pad. Well, let me tell you, you really, really need to properly rinse your eyebrows. I feel a bit of a fraud, if I'm honest, because here I am saying, I'm the professional, this is what you do. And I just cock it up, basically. My eyebrows got darker and darker and darker. My mum was like, have you dyed your eyebrows? She never really notices things like that. I'm like, oh my God, they're really like jet black. Nail varnish remover. Any other tips for brows that are too dark? Anyway, they are nearly back to scratch. They're a little bit dark for my liking. I just fill in this little gap underneath with the ink pen. But yes, so be careful what advice you take from me. So just to go with this white shirt makeup, a lot of people have complimented me on this colour, and this is a new one from e.l.f. The actual colour is Watermelon Pastique, and it's a blush and it's a highlight, but in these kind of transitional months, it's actually quite lovely, just as a little bit of warmth on my lid. And these peachy tones are not as common as sort of the browns and the golds and the pewters that we might kind of gravitate to. But if you've got darker skin, you can just go for a very similar colour, but with a little bit more orange in. Pink base, but with a bit of orange, just to kind of really stand out. But this is so nice. e.l.f. eyeshadows, blushes, powder products are just so good. As you can see, there's no fallout when I put it on my eye. It does really kind of like highlight the white of my eye and kind of prettify that. But it's just so soft, and you kind of look at it and think, oh, that looks fresh and clean. And against a nice white shirt, absolutely lovely. How is everyone feeling? I do hope you're feeling well. It's been a very sombering, thoughtful, but celebrative time in the UK because of the very sad news of the passing of our Queen. What a woman. What a woman. And it's, I must say, as a British person, saying King Charles, God save our king, is something that I have to get used to saying, because it's never had a king in my lifetime, and I'll probably never have a queen again in my lifetime. So I'm going to put the little highlighter bit just over the centre of my eye, so I've still got the depth either side, not in the inner corner, because the shade is only like 1 or 2 shades difference. Whereas if I wanted to put it to highlight my eye, just sort of run a tear duct, it would have to be a little bit brighter than that. So yeah, highly recommend these, and it's just great if you want to play with colours, e.l.f., because you know, they create just affordable, fun choices that often look amazing. So I've talked about my eyebrow pencil, which I just love. So the wonderful Aimee has, from Sculpted by Aimee, who you've met and who's been on the channel, has brought out her new mascara. Now, I really wanted this mascara. I think we talked about it maybe when she came on the channel, and it wasn't quite ready. This is just a really, really fabulous mascara. So it's got nice little channels of the mascara and short, fine brushes, which mean when you put it right on the base, it sits snugly all around the base of your eyelashes. So you get a nice instant, without even sort of really bringing it through, it kind of gives that instant eyeline effect. It's lightweight, but what I just love about it is that it just gets to the roots of the lashes, the mascara stays in place, and then when I put the second coat on, it really elongates. So, gosh, I want to get mascara on my hand with my white shirt. One of my first jobs I ever did, I was absolutely terrified. I'd never made up a model before. It was for a music video, and I thought I was working with some extras, which I felt confident with. I was literally, you know, super brand new. In walked these models. They had these big mobile phone suitcases. They were the first mobile phones I'd ever seen on a job. Literally, it was like a briefcase. And they came in and they were smoking and being fabulous with this tiny little box room for makeup. And she had a white shirt on, except it was by, who is it, by Ralph Lauren. And she was saying to the other model, there was 2 of us in there, there were 2 models in the room, how she loved this shirt. And I really felt like I wasn't doing a very good job, and I wanted her to be my friend so she would like the makeup, and the artist that I was assisting would be pleased. And I was being very sort of expressive with a mascara wand in my hand, and I happened to swipe her designer white shirt with my very black mascara wand. So she didn't speak to me for the rest of the video. She was furious, always going to the other makeup artist, didn't trust me. Never try and make friends with someone, just do a good job. That was my lesson of that day. Not a very nice lesson. See, look how this builds. Now, I understand why people like natural mascara, and sometimes, you know, I'm in the mood for that. But I think just maybe because I'm older, it's just so nice and satisfying when you put a mascara on and it frames your eyes, because everything is about sort of structure, isn't it? It's about kind of, you know, putting the strength back into our faces as they slowly kind of soften. And I think that's the great wonder of makeup now. It's just helping us to kind of build that strength and structure into our faces. Another great brand that, oh, by the way, Blink Brow Bar London. Now, I know Vanita, the owner of Blink Brow, for 20 years. She's a wonderful woman. She's called me about her boost serum. She's literally absolutely hopping up and down saying it's the most amazing thing. I'm literally got this by my computer and I'm putting it on the tails of my brows every single day. It takes up to about 8 weeks. Her before and afters are incredible. I'm looking over here because that's the pictures. I've got the pictures here of her before and afters are really, really good. So I have high hopes for Blink Brow Serum, which I'm going to put by my computer. We have to have these things near us when we sit, don't we? Because then we've kind of got them in place. So hopefully I'll put that on. Right, so the lippy I wanted to show you is Me, I think it's called, M-I-I, or My, M-I-I. Luscious Lip Sheen. It's an affordable vegan brand. The texture of this lipstick, which of course, can I read? No, I will have to put it in the description, is so nice, and it was so unexpected. When I saw this, I thought I'm going to put this on and it's going to feel sticky and I'm going to want to get it off, and it's just going to have a colour fade to it. But it's like a liquid lipstick, meaning that it's going on with a nice pigment and shape, which is what I need. It feels like a balm. The colour doesn't shift about, the colour stays put, and as I wear it through the day, it doesn't wear off, but my lips feel moisturised and it doesn't irritate my lips. Have you ever had that, where you've bought a new lipstick before and then suddenly you find that your lips are kind of either really thirsty or dehydrated, or there's just some sort of irritation there, you just want to get it off? I often feel like that. But this one is just super, super lovely. And you can see just by having the silk canvas on, that allows me to get a nicer, cleaner line over my lips. Right, okay, so that is the look, and they are the products that I wanted to show you. Try and do it step by step. But I actually have got another blusher here from Monica Blunder. Now, Monica Blunder is an American makeup artist. She's got a new liquid flush blush, and I'm just looking at my face thinking I could probably do with a little more bronzer, or a little bit more something. So I'm going to try this. This is the shade Ween. This is like a really sort of soft bronze, but it's got a lot of pink in. So let's have a look how that goes. Oh yes, very nice. So Monica Blunder has the lovely Blunder Cover product in the glass dishes that I really like. And compared to Vieve, it's very different. That's better, isn't it? Look. Oh, this is nice. It's like the Max Factor one in consistency, where you put it on and it stays. So I would say that Monica has said, I want to create a really nice blush that stays put. You can feel that it just adheres to the skin. It doesn't keep on moving around. Gosh, hasn't that just made a lovely difference to my face? Just add a little bit more shade. This is such a nice colour. Yeah, it's like a warm neutral. Just add that more over there, just patting it in, patting it in. Again with the canvas, it's making the process of me blending it into my skin really effortless. And just again, I just use the remnants just over my nose. You can see it's just giving that really lovely kind of trans-seasonal warmth to my skin. Oh, I'm glad I did that. That was really, really nice. Tell you what could be nice actually, so I just blend that into the tops, the underneath my socket. Yeah, let's do a little bit of that actually. Let's do a little bit more of that. I get the smaller brush, I get my concealer brush, put the flush brush on my hand. Let's see how this goes, because that's quite nice, that look. So it feels damp obviously because it's a liquid when it goes on. This could be quite nice just to kind of really unify that look. And if you've got small eyes and you've got big spaces between your sockets and your eyebrows, by putting a warmer colour to just neutralise that bright white or off-white skin, so depending on what your skin colour is, the darker it is, obviously the darker you'll need to go. But just to break it up from your complexion, I think that's really nice. And I think that just gives the edge to the look, elevates it a little bit. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to talk about my my favourite supplements and things that I've been taking, that are things that I rebuy. Sometimes I've been gifted it, but I rebuy it again. Sometimes I bought it myself. And yeah, I'll maybe do that in a couple of weeks for you too. Anyway, any questions, anything that you would like me to talk about, just please let me know as usual, and take good care of yourselves. Bye for now.